Hello viewer, my name is Tobal. Welcome back to Starsector version 0.9 Alpha. Last time we were together, we wound up having some exploration out to the, well, for lack of a better term, east on the map. And we came back with quite a good haul. I've moved some of it over to storage as just to have some extra weapons there in case we're refitting our ships, and some of the goodies that we brought back as well. We still have 2 gamma cores, which you cannot drop off in station storage if it's illegal, I think. I guess Hegemony does not like that. But what I want to do is a couple things. I kind of want to upgrade, get rid of these standard combat freighters and upgrade to a full-on freighter, just because I think it's going to be a little bit easier to combine that. This one ship has 300 cargo capacity, while our mule and other ship here has 75. So each of these take up 1 fuel per light year, while the big freighter had more space and took up less, or used only 2 fuel. So we're going to go ahead and sell our combat freighters. And let's see, 24K. Let's see if it's for sale anywhere else. Freighter, freighter, freighter. Nope. So because that's just the one thing I wanted to get done, I'm going to do that first. And while we're at it, let's go ahead and pick up a Phaeton, which is the larger sized tanker. I'll go back to my fleet here in a bit and sell the 2 other fuel ships we had. In terms of ships for sale, we are friendly, of course, with our Hegemony overlord. I mean our wonderful co-partners here. Still cannot afford a Falcon. I do enjoy the Falcon light cruiser. Very strong. It felt like a really great ship to be the flagship of a fleet. Black market. We can't afford a heavy cruiser. Looks like the Venture for 60K. Huh. Surveying equipment on it. Interesting. Can we... At the most in-depth we can look. So it gives you a bigger sensor I thought sensor profile is kind of a negative, right? So maybe it's just a bigger sensor profile because we have surveying equipment on it. I almost feel like if it's surveying equipment, it should be both, right? Or it should be reversed. A higher strength of sensor and a lower profile. But either way. They definitely don't sound too bad. Fast missile racks. Medium energy, 2 small missiles, 2 missiles, 2 medium ballistic, 1 fighter bay, 1 mining pod auxiliary wing. You know, it doesn't look too bad in terms of a flagship. Oh, I didn't check the open market. Here's a Falcon just sitting right there. But now I'm torn because this is a full cruiser as opposed to a light cruiser for sale that's the same price as the Falcon. The Falcon can have 2 medium, 2 small missiles, 2 medium ballistic, 4 small energy. I think I like the idea of just having an all-around. It had more weapons. It has a couple extra things. I don't really know what the surveying equipment does, but yeah, I think this would be a great flagship for us. We'd have this flagship, we'd have a destroyer, and then we'd have 4 frigate escorts. I'm also going to pick up a civilian transport, and really, once we have that, we're really well on our way towards some really farther out exploration, doing a lot more pirate missions. So this could be a really great central upgrade. So 60K, plenty of space in the budget for that. I assume no difference between these two. Low tech, tough and dependable, tough and dependable. Alright, let's do it. Let's go ahead and grab the cruiser. I could grab another destroyer, and I might still, as kind of a further supporting, you know, ship that that helps us out. So this is 300 crew. Uses quite a bit of maintenance, unfortunately. Also, the tug. I wanted to look at a tug. The tug does increase your burn speed, I believe it was, but it does increase your fuel usage by quite a bit too. Okay, well, we did go ahead and grab our cruiser. Oh, it's glorious. Look how big that is. Awesome. What did the destroyer have on it? It had Small missile, medium ballistic, small hybrid. I almost want to buy one more, probably just because I feel like I should be having matching symmetrical sets here. We've got four wolves, so maybe 2 destroyers. There is another hammerhead here for 35k. I think that's fine to grab that. And I think we want to save ourselves quite a bit of, in order to upgrade and to purchase the supplies we'll need. I could grab this destroyer, but to be honest, I think that's kind of overkill just at this point. Although, the one other thing I wanted to look at, because we do have a fighter spec'd, I guess for lack of a better word, co-pilot or officer, I was looking at getting a carrier. I think I will do that. A carrier will finish us out here. Let's take a look at the fleet as a whole. So everyone's under strength, of course. We'll get some more crew just to get that message to go away. Could probably just afford to grab the whole pack. While we're here on the black market, we'll fill up a little bit of fuel and quite a bit of supplies. Pay 60k, and that puts us down at half. So we still would like to get more supplies later, but since we're still here, let's look at the refit. This is going to be the flagship, so we're going to move ourselves over. And I'm going to move this ship up closer just so I can keep it up higher in the list. Alright, so we've got 2 destroyers, 4 frigates, 1 light carrier. I think it was a light carrier. Yeah, light carrier hull. Let's go ahead and get rid of these 2 dram tankers. And yeah, feeling pretty good about it. We'll do a quick, just so I can get the message off the screen. We'll auto fit these 2. Perfect. We do want to pop Aaron Pack into the carrier because he has, you know, wing commander, carrier commander, lots of good skills there. What is a wing commander? Is this fighters of the piloted ship? Okay. Target leading accuracy. Fighter replacements. I think fighter replacements are very important, so let's max that out. I do like damage. Damage 2 ships of destroyer size and larger. That sounds great. Strike. The strike impact in case we decide to drop some bombers in there. We'll max out ordnance expertise with Magale. And we'll probably move our other 2 officers up a notch. Magale up to the destroyer, and Christian Wheeler up to the other destroyer. Let's look at our ship first, and then we'll worry about our supporting ships after that. So in our fighter bay, it looks like we are forced to only have the mining pod auxiliaries, which are nice, just as like an extra little distraction. I think we picked up the heavy blaster recently. That has a range of 600 though. It's pretty short. However, the graviton beam, excellent damage versus shields. Really long range, out to 1,000. That would be kind of nice. What else do we have for energy? Ballistic. Okay, so these can shoot forward, but I have a feeling the target has to be kind of far away. We could put thumpers or mortars. I thought we had heavy mortars, but they might be on. Let's remove them from here. Because in theory, right, so we take down the shields using... Or we let the turrets do the damage in terms of knocking the shields down, and we do the damage with missiles once the shields are down. That could be an option too. I'm looking for to see if we had another autocannon type of weapon. Range of 800. Mortar. Thumpers aren't bad. Thumpers are kind of generic. They don't do as much damage with shields and armor. They're really only good once the ship is down, though. Or excuse me, the shields are and the armor's down. Heavy autocannon, heavy needler. Needler and autocannon both do damage versus shields. 800 each. Okay, we'll put autocannon on one side, needler on the other side. Let's reach out and touch someone with the graviton beam. And then what we'll do is we'll try to get a nice big impact, high damage missile. want something, obviously, that has a very strong armor. Right, this is 12 runs of ammo. Harpoon MRM, I really like that. Let's do 2 Harpoon MRMs. Again, very strong against armor. And what else can we do over here? Can we do like a limited ammo 3, 3. Here's a swarmer. I almost feel like we're going to be taking care of close-in ships with our mining pods. Auxiliaries. Sabot is a shield one. Harpoon is armor. I mean, we could just use it as our main attack, right? We could just decide to switch over to missiles when we really want to finish someone off. I like to have the same number of missiles between the main pod and the other smaller missiles. I don't think that's going to be possible. 62, 2. 3, 3. I didn't see that before. The Sabot has a 25% chance to arc 2 weapons and engines, dealing EMP damage. It's kind of nice. Why don't we put some swarmers on here, just for fun? And we'll group them onto a different firing group than the main weapons. So, we needle, we graviton beam all at the same time, right? Because all these do shield damage. The harpoons and the swarmers are on different groups, and that's that. Everything is linked. At most, we have 530 flux getting out of the ship, or building up at a time. Here we go. Reduces the heavy machinery and supplies required to perform surveys. Oh. Well, that's not bad. Oh, that's the reason the profile and the strength was different. It wasn't because of the surveying equipment at all. It's just because it's a civilian grade hull. Cool. Dedicating targeting core is something we've added recently. That's something that can increase the range of ballistic and energy weapons. But we already have a pretty far range. I definitely want flux distribution, first off. And I want to at least be able to constantly fire the weapons if no one's attacking me without building up flux, which 540 should take care of that, right? So in theory, if we were not getting attacked by anyone, we could just slam on the gas here, slam on the weapons, and never build up flux. That's obviously not going to happen because we also take damage and have to deal with it that way. With bigger ships, the ordnance points required are going to go up as well. So that's kind of nice. So I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and add in the traditional reinforced bulkheads to give us more integrity, just to make this ship real tough. And we'll add that last point into the vents for fun, because I like to do this after you deck out a ship, because it helps me get used to, if this is going to be your main command ship, you definitely want to be comfortable with it. So let's go ahead against another Vulture. Is it Vulture? I think it's Vulture. Venture. Alright, so what's the range on the shield here? It's a pretty small arc for a cruiser. Wow, that's a real small arc. Okay. Our main weapons are on auto fire. Our special ability is fast weapon racks. So I'm going to launch some swarmers, see if we can't take out some of the... If I can fire them at these guys, see if I can take them all out. I'm going to send my drones in to be distracting. Oh, we are reaching out and touching him with our beam. Okay, I'm letting him come a little bit closer, actually. Here we go. Here comes our rest of our weapons. Oh, wow, we blow right through that. I'm going to go ahead and press F, our special ability. Quickly launching all of our missiles here. I'm going to stay on him, trying to... Fast missile racks, fast missile racks. I'm swapping really quick between these two items here. Our flux is going up, but I'm really trying to burn down his flux, and we went overloaded. Alright, even after this, I'm going to stay aggressive on this guy. Oof. Overload lasts for a really long time. Holy crap. Shield's coming back online now. Definitely out of weapon or out of munitions there. And his ships are building up quite a bit of flux on my system. We'll vent a bit. I wonder if we can keep his fighters down by micromanaging that. Might be a little bit of a challenge. Oh. We'll come straight in here. Goodness. I definitely mismanaged the initial attack. I got so excited about how much damage we were doing when we hit with everything. Still not sure I like the Graviton Beam, right? So the Needlers are at 800 range. The Heavy Blasters at 600. I think I'd like to include... The Heavy Blaster is not going to help with the flux amount. So let's do a couple things. Let's remove bulkheads. Let's swap out to the Heavy Blaster, and let's add in the dedicated targeting core, which increases the range of your ranged weapons. Does it tell us the new range here? 800. Okay, so it's 800 going into this. Everything's still on 1. Let's see how much that was. Ooh, that's a lot of flux. Okay, so we're basically going to have to hit them and then beat them down relentlessly. Let's go up against another similar cruiser class. I think that's one of the reasons I liked this light cruiser that we're going up against, was because of the signs of the shield. It was complete. I thought it was. Let's take a look. Right, it does go all the way around behind you, which is nice. I'm going to send my ships in real quick. I'm going to launch some swarmers for a bit. Oh, he is much faster than I am. Wow, are we already overloaded? Good night. I'll vent the rest of the way. I'm going to take that off auto fire then, and I'll put Swarmer on auto fire. Their speed is 40. Can't tell what their speed is. 75. Okay, so they are faster than we are. Come on and visit here. Yeah, that's just untenable, unfortunately, with the amount of buildup of flux there. What are we thinking? Maybe Thumpers to go down a bit? Thumpers don't do a lot of damage versus shields, though. Pulse Laser's pretty generic. Trying to see areas that we could spend some points in flux management instead of the heavy hitters. These are the long-range missiles. So the Swarmers, Reaper class torpedoes. Until we manage to get the... okay, so Salamander MRMs have no limit. And 200 damage, one from each missile. I still like the Harpoon MRM a lot. I think I'm going to keep the MRMs here. I'm going to put the Swarmers on auto fire so I don't have to worry about that too much. I'm going to take off. Well, we've lowered down the amount of flux going out of the system here. Although we're still not dissipating quite enough flux to fire. Pulse lasers, thumpers, right? So 600 range, 700 range. That's the challenge, is we have to get in close. And this ship is definitely not a fast ship. Let's see what we do against ourselves here. I was hoping that our AI, if we were on missiles, would target the ships, the kind of the little ships itself. I think I'm going to try to aggressively target their mining vessels first. Let's go ahead and micro the missiles. Right, let's get some of theirs out of the way. Where's the other guy at? Okay. I want my guys to actually come back. I don't want them to be so aggressive. Alright, I'm going to go back on that. I'm going to put these back on auto fire. Sorry for the camera jankiness here. Oh, I didn't want to launch those missiles yet. They did do a lot of damage. Pressing Z to send my ships up. We have less flux than they do. I'm going to micro the weapons and fire them at maximum range to try to get some hits in. I'm going to fire a salvo of missiles as well. Okay, oh, they're very close to shield, so I'm gonna micro. I'm using my fast. Perfect, that's what I wanted there. Going back to auto fire on those. I do as much damage as I can while his shields are down. Fast missile racks. Alright, so now we're gonna be on the defensive. Oh, I didn't pay attention again. The little middle bar indicates how far your flux has to go down when you're overloaded, I believe, from when you can regain control. Alright. Well, that was my big flurry there. And I know it's not an accurate portrayal of what we're going to encounter out there in the big wide world. Yeah, we're doomed here. I just do like to do this to get a feel for how we are versus ourselves, but remember that we're going to have a bunch of supporting ships as well. So I still like the idea of having the thumpers, the pulse laser, pretty decent. We could replace the thumpers with something more generic, but I don't see anything, because most of these do, damage to a shield. Like the needler does damage to a shield, the mortar does damage to armor. But I think we'll be fine the way we are now with these. Harpoons are doing what? Damage 750 times 4. Yeah, I think what I'm going to try to do is find that hull mod that gives you expanded missile racks, I think, or something of that nature, that gives you just more missiles to fire in one go. I will go ahead and auto-fit the carrier, see what it comes up with. Yeah, LRM sounds good. They're going to be standing in the back. We don't want light mortars. I think I want light autocannons, not 600 range. We really don't want them getting close whatsoever to this fight. I'm going to switch this around to... do we really have no point defense? I thought we had some. Let's take these machine guns off this ship. Put them on here. In theory, this is going to be the farthest back ship that we have in the fleet, so not as worried there. Let's see if there's anything with crew capacity. Nothing for launching ships. Okay, I was wondering if there's anything for basically for the fact that it's a carrier, but it doesn't look like there is right now. I think there's something like recovery. It was like recovery ships or shuttles, which decreased the amount of damage your ships took, which is kind of nice. Damage. Your decreased the amount of crew that were lost during combat, your fighter crew. Why did I not assign him over here? Okay. Must have misclicked there. And we've got some generic heavy fighters. Haven't really messed with fighters too much. I get the feeling that until I have a much bigger fleet, I'm not really going to get into it too much. So we're just going to have some fighters to help out, clear out missiles, clear out small ships that come near us. I think this is just going to be a great backliner to launch some missiles, launch fighters that can help out, and reach out and touch someone every so often. I'm going to go ahead and auto-fit the, let's see, support variant heavy mauler, railgun, hypervelocity driver, salamander MRM, expanded missile racks. That's the mod that I want. This is basically, this will try to give you as close to it can to what is in the build, but obviously you don't have all these things available. It's going to pick different things. I'll just auto build it. We get some harpoon MRMs, heavy mortars, which are nice, PD lasers, which are fine, and some auto cannons. That's fine. Let's go ahead and auto fit the other ship too. We wind up with an SRM, light mortars as well, and that. Okay. So we're going to be the ones that are mostly responsible for taking down the shield because most of the supporting ships do damage to armor here. Pulse laser will help with that too because it's more generic. At some point I do want to refit this ship. I know it's probably not worth the cost of 17k. Actually 17k now is not all that expensive. You know what? It's only 15k. Let's go ahead and restore it. We'll do that. Probably not the best decision, but you know, it feels great. Okay. So, the fleet as it stands: 1 cruiser, 1 light carrier, 2 destroyers, 4 frigates, and an assortment of support ships. Great. Let's take a look at what we can buy here. I'll use control click to buy to the max. At least fuel and crew. Let's go back to the black market. I'd like to buy some more of these. Sorry for the noise there. Obsessed with, you know, nice round numbers. Let's give ourselves about those. I don't know if you need Marines. I don't know if they come in handy or not, but let's go ahead and grab a complement of Marines. Just for fun, in case we have to, I don't know, attack a planet for any reason. Alright, confirm that sale, and we're just about out of money, so we'll spend the rest on supplies. Oops, can't do that. Let's buy what we can afford. Cool. We might run into some supply trouble, but we'll go ahead and let the supplies run slowly because we have to go burn out of the area first, so we'll repair over time. We're a little worried about supplies, but we can go pretty far, so we should be able to, like we did last time, encounter some random stuff around and be able to salvage it to retrieve some fuel and supplies. So let's go find some bounties. We haven't done bounties in a bit. Kind of feeling like we should go get our ships a little stuck in here. I'm curious what a pirate base looks like. I just don't think, I think you almost need a destroyer level of a ship or higher to do a pirate base. I think I'm going to stick with that until I hear otherwise, because I just don't want to lose my friends here. This is 2 cruisers, a freighter, a carrier, but they don't have as many supporting ships as we do. I am curious if we can overwhelm this fleet. What I'll do, let's go ahead, we were going to do this last time, is we'll jump out of the system. We'll fly to up here to another system, another couple populated areas, and see if we can find more missions for us that are a little bit further out west. That sounds like a fun plan. I'd like to start probably looking at this subreddit, if there's one, or follow the forums for this game, just to kind of keep on track with the different releases and what's coming up and what's planned. I'm very excited to see, even though we haven't really scratched the surface yet, excited to see what's going to be happening in the future with this game. We are repairing a ship a little bit, so we are kind of burning some extra supplies. All right, what's new? Personal bounty. This looks like a fun one, right? Are there any explorations this way? There is a habitable world. Where is this at? Zanera? Did we? I thought we checked that out. Could have sworn, I think we did last time. We went up, we found that the data, we went over to that planet, we scanned it, and it was habitable. It's a derelict ship on the way. Yeah, let's head over to Draco. That sounds like fun. We'll head in that direction. Take a quick drink of water here and let our ship start flying through hyperspace. Okay. Where was this at? This could be doable. If we head this way and we manage to take out this guy and get some fuel, we might be able to do Tartarus. It is for the Parisian League, but or Persian League, but I think the more missions we do that help out all these factions, the better our relations will be when we finally leave the hegemony and go back to a neutral status. Is it payday? Wow, we are burning through a lot of supplies. 15 supplies per day, which is going to take us 2 days to get this way. Fuel I'm less concerned about. This is going up because I think we are repairing one of our ships that got hit in the lightning. That's why it can really eat at you, because you already have a big fleet that you're managing, and if you're starting to get repairs while you're going through hyperspace, it's going to take a lot of your money. You just have to be a little bit cognizant of that. I will try to dodge a few more. Oh, I wasn't even paying attention about the mission. Let's see. Oh, there's 2. Both of them I think we can do. This guy's no problem. So he is an arid world with a giant primary star. He is in a black hole system. We are what? We are in a system that is a white dwarf. So let's go ahead and jump right back out. Right. Where are we at? We are... So there's the black hole, and here is the red supergiant or giant? I think it's just giant. Alright, we'll head over to the black hole. Seems like a completely safe idea. Nothing bad ever happens in a black hole. And we will jump in at the fringe. So as it turns out, going into a black hole is kind of dangerous. Okay, there's a dormant fleet here right away. Frozen world in system. Cool. Planet's real close by. I think that's our winner right there. And real quick again to take another peek here. Combat freighter, combat freighters. Yeah, we should be completely fine. I honestly may even try just doing the attack all command for my ships. Seems useful. You know what I keep forgetting to look at is how many days are left. Okay, we've got plenty of time for both of these bounties. There's our friends. Maintaining contact. Okay. Might go into emergency burn, and if they do, I will try to interdict. I think I'll actually instead, they did it a little bit too far away. If I interdict, I think they'll get out of the circle in time, so I'm going to emergency burn as well. So I think our overall burn rate is faster than their rate. What are they burning at 16? We're at 16. Probably because they have a... Nope, they don't have anything. We're just equal size. And switching real quick to sustain burn. I will interdict it. Okay, good. They didn't need to get interdicted there. Alright. Oh, look how many ships we can field. It's wonderful. It's like that point at Mountain Blade when you're starting to get your army going and you've updated, upgraded a bunch of your fighters and stuff. Let's go ahead and do this. We're going to say 2 frigates on you, 2 frigates on you, you follow me. That way what I'll do is I will shadow the destroyers. I'll let the destroyers pick the targets. And let's immediately try to get this other wolf out of the way. So I like to be able to jump in, although don't hit our ship. Of course we did. We just knocked him right in the butt. And I'll take off the auto fire here. Oh, we're so slow though. We're so slow. You need to get out of dodge, my friend. You're about to get blown up. their ships is taking damage. I'm trying to make my way to this guy over here, but again, our ship is so slow. Take my shield down to build up the speed. Oh, you need to get out of there. Oh, he's going down. I don't think there's much we can do about that. Unfortunately, some of these ships wind up getting a little bit too stuck in. We'll have to let them make their own decisions here. I'm actually getting a little bit swarmed too. So I'm going to back off, I'll send some missiles their way. I didn't see a destruction message yet for our friendly, so there's a chance they're still alive. Oh, yep, I think that's the guy that was so low. Oh, they just jumped so aggressively. I love having a flagship on a cruiser, but I hate not being in the fight. Have a bad time, my friend. That wasn't super exciting from our perspective. Cruiser's a little bit slower, and honestly, maybe nicer to take a flagship and another ship, something a little bit faster. But who survived? I think. I don't see an icon on this ship, which makes me think we killed the main target. We don't want to recover anything, I don't think. Hey, more supplies. Arbalist. Nice. Yep, we did. Butcher Titan completed. And we want to go down to the red giant, I think. Giant primary star, red giant. Okay. Speed things up. Also did notice we had some abilities here, so what we can do is, oh, this will be nice. We're going to upgrade the final level of loadout design so we get more ordnance points overall, which is awesome. You know, I wouldn't mind acceleration, top speed. I wouldn't mind being a little bit faster, and I feel like any ship we're going to be in as a flag is going to be a little slower. So I think I'm going to put a point into combat in order to work on helmsmanship. I will probably only go to level 2 for that 10% top speed bonus. I think that, along with maybe finding a mod that helps us with our overall top speed, might go a long way to making us feel like we're actually getting into combat. Now, I could micro the fleet a little bit more and have them stay closer to the cruiser, but really I think that would put the cruiser in a state of leading the way when I think the cruiser is designed to hit from distance. So maybe we'll change things around. I might go for a loadout that is more of a far-reaching, and to deal with some of the, because really what we're dealing with right now are a lot of those picket ships, a lot of the smaller ships. So, ooh, let's get out of the Corona. I think they said he's on an arid world. Let's check. Arid world up here, and I think these are barren bombarded. We're still doing okay on our supplies. I don't think we're going to be able to go north to the mission that I accepted for exploration unless we manage to get lucky with some of our other finds coming up. There they are, running away. Be the exact same situation as last time. I might have to use interdiction though, because I think it's a smaller fleet than ours, so they might be faster. stop running. I have a question about your things. Let's go ahead and try an interdiction. Did not work. I'll have to do a long chase here. Their emergency burn is putting them, I think, at 17. They just came off their emergency burn. And that's that. Alright. I mean, really all we have to do is destroy the combat freighter, but... Huh. Orders your second in command to handle the pursuit. Offers no risk to your ships, but likely less effective than commanding it yourself. Well, heck, if that's going to be the case... I mean, I'll just send everybody. Except the carrier. We still need to go get this guy. Yeah, kind of useful. It's just like the auto attack. I mean, really, it is. The more I look at this game, the more I can see so many aspects taken from Mount and Blade, which is fine. I think it's one of those things that it works so well. Why not see how else it can be applied? We're both burning at the exact same speed here. We don't have the maneuverability that they do when they're out of burn, which is quite amusing. Just gonna try to tighten the turn here. I have a feeling they're gonna turn inwards again, so I'm trying to click inside of it. Oh, you messed up, my friend. I mean, let's hope that our second command can kill everything with everybody. Oh, come on. Slightly annoying. Wow, that's a huge cannon. What is that? Plasma charge, armor, large ballistic. Flux per shot. Looks like it's on par with that giant laser. God, this guy's never going to get caught if I keep letting the second in command go. I think next time we'll just take command of a couple Wolf class ships. He's like a little gnat. Okay. And that's that. That should be our second mission, second bounty complete there. Yeah, got a good amount of money from that. And we leveled up, so I'm going to put some points into acceleration and top speed. Alright, I think that's not a bad time to put a cut in here. We've gotten a couple missions under the belt. And I think I'd like to... We did accept something up towards here, so I will take a quick break and come back, and I'll be heading north that way. North, I mean upwards in the solar system. So yeah, I do hope you are enjoying this Let's Play. If you have any comments, suggestions, please leave them. I appreciate you joining me, and I'll see you next time.